Hi, and welcome to this live reading from Vaughn's Xena, Dirty Rockhard Billionaire Book 1 by M.I. Rosegold, and this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Chapter 1, Fantasy, Xena. Oh my God, Vaughn! I screamed out his name as I released. Red dots appeared before my tightly closed eyes from the extreme pleasure. The intense release made my entire body shudder violently. My thighs shook and my chest heaved. The muscles of my core throbbed as I came undone. With a gentle pull, I took out the vibrating dildo from inside me with my numb, dainty hands. It felt amazing, out of the world amazing, marvelous, fantabulous, toe-curling kind of amazing. But I could bet on my life that it wasn't as amazing as it would be with Vaughn. I bet with Vaughn it would be something entirely different, something dark, mysterious, and sinful. I bet the guy could give the word amazing a completely different meaning. I was sure about it. I touched the keyboard on my laptop again to lighten up the screen. There he was, looking all hot, smug, intimidating, mysterious, and powerful. There was something more about him I couldn't put my finger on, but whatever it was, I knew I would fall for it as well. I fell for everything I discovered about him. He was my dark, wild secret and forbidden fantasy. My desire. Someone who could make me come again and again just by looking at me through a still picture. I peeked at the man in the picture once again. God, he had the face of a man. He looked rugged yet sophisticated with his sleek black hair and stubble beard. It gave him a typical mafia don look, which I hoped he wasn't. Well, to be honest, I was so consumed with this man that I didn't care even if he was. The tan skin of his toned muscle body could tempt even an old lady to want to lick it. His thick brows scrunched attractively in every picture I'd seen, and his full lips looked like something I could kiss all day, any day. Well, all night would do too, gladly. The tingle between my legs notified me about its presence once again. My core muscles clenched and throbbed once again for him. Goosebumps pebbled on my sensitive skin. Oh, Xena, didn't you just finger paint your kitty right now? Oh, God, Vaughn, you'll be the death of me. And my kitty. All you have to do is nothing. Nothing at all. And you don't even know about it. Chapter 2, Endangerment, Xena. I was panting in my bed, coming down from my high. My toes were still curled and my fingers were numb from the vigorous activities. A few strands of hair covered my eyes, but I was too tired to brush them away. Vaughn's picture was still there, messing with my mind, body, and my entire existence. I had a few boyfriends in the past. Whenever I was with them, their sweet lovemaking, gentle kisses, or their talented tongues couldn't get me off. I tried. I really tried. But I never had the toe-curling, eye-rolling kind of orgasm with any of them. So I stopped dating soft guys. I'd always been a disappointment for me. But this guy, just fantasizing about him got me there every effing time. I was about to imagine him pumping ruthlessly into my cunt when there was a knock on the door. The sudden tap made my heart jump in surprise. Jay, open the door! Oh, danger. I rushed to pick up some clothes to cover my body and my wobbly toes. Jay, are you sleeping? Wake up. I have something to tell you. She sounded like she was in a pretty cheerful mood. Coming, Ron, wait! I yelled as I hid my toys, then rushed toward the bathroom to clean my hands and finger brushed my hair. It looked like a mess, which matched how I felt. The impatient knocking on my door didn't pause. By now, she was singing something with her own version of lyrics. It was her trick just to annoy me and make me open the door fast. That was nothing new. She always did that. Coming, you hot, evil woman, I yelled as I hurried to open the door and faced her finally. There she stood, the tall, thin, elegant, raven-haired beauty, Veronica Wolf, my best friend and my flatmate, and Vaughn's little sister. What took you so long, bitch? That was her first question as I opened the door. I was in the bathroom, I stuttered, feeling self-conscious. Ron finally looked at me and her eyes widened. Or should I call you a horny bitch? You look so flustered. What were you doing? She teased as she smirked at me. Typical, playful, Veronica Wolf. Before I could say something, she entered the room and looked around with curious, interested eyes, jumping here and there. She opened the closet door, looked behind the curtains in the bathroom, everywhere with a naughty grin, and then said, Is there anyone in your room, Jay? Are you hiding someone? You know you can tell me, she said wickedly, wiggling her eyebrows. What? No, how wicked is your mind, Ron? I shook my head in amusement. Well, I was not in the hookup department. She was really something with casual relationships. Then her eyes dropped to the laptop on my bed and she squealed, saying, well, were you having virtual flings with some hot dude? Let me see. She went toward the bed with a naughty grin to check what was open on my laptop. Oh, snuggles. Vaughn. On a quick note, one more thing to know about me was I rarely cussed. Instead, I replaced the cuss words with stupid calming words like snuggles. Not smart, I got it, but it helped me. Back to the story. Before Ron could touch the laptop, I flew to the bed and closed the screen. I could definitely not let her see that I was stalking her brother. More specifically, jilling off to his pictures. I knew how protective she was of him. Well, jilling off was the female version of jacking off in my dictionary. Like Jack and Jill. You get the gist, right? Right. I was watching porn. I felt my cheeks getting warm, but I still managed to say the shameless lie. Ron looked at me in disappointment. Seriously? Girl, you need to get laid. You just can't compare the real thing with these fake acts. It's high time I have to do something for you. She let out a huff. I released a breath of relief that I didn't know I'd been holding. She bought the lie. Yeah, okay. Now tell me what such an important thing was that you wanted to share. Ah, yes. I wanted to share that both my parents are in town finally, and they invited us to stay with them for the coming weekend. Oh, wow. It's great that both of them are back at the same time. I'm so happy for you, Ron. I really was. But did she just say they wanted me to tag along as well? But should I invade your family time, Ron? They aren't usually at home together. This is your precious family time, I said, hesitating. I knew how much it meant to Ron. What are you saying, Boo? You're family to me, Jay. You're like a sister to both me and V. Besides, Mom and Dad were adamant about bringing you with me. I want to thank you for taking care of me when they aren't available. Hey, who wants to be a sister to your V? But it was okay. She didn't need to know my fantasy about her elder brother anyway. In that case, they need to thank me properly. You were a handful, Missy, I joke. Well, she was, to be honest. Ha ha, very funny. Ron showed me her tongue and squealed again. Also, you know what? B is also back from New Orleans. He would visit too. I can't wait to see him. He's been there for a long time for that new branch of his club, and it has finally settled. My heart skipped a beat. Vaughn would be there. My hands started sweating at the thought. I had never met Vaughn in real life. Till then, he was like a man of fantasy who I could only dream about but could never meet. He was like a celebrity for me to think about, see pictures of, and read news about, but never get the chance to meet. Vaughn was a pretty reserved person, but it was a matter of wonder to me. How come a person like Vaughn kept his profile pictures public on social media? He'd always been a mystery to the outer world because of owning a famous nightclub chain. At the same time, his lack of interest in women. Whatever the reason was, I was blessed to have his profile pictures saved safe and hidden in my laptop. Those were my only treasure for both coming and calming myself. And that day I was finally going to meet him. Gosh, that was going to be hazardous. What would I do when I saw in the flesh the man who made me come over and over in my dreams and fantasies? You better not come undone just by seeing him, you stupid, horny woman. Ron was right. That's what you've become since you found out about the existence of Vaughn. Ron sat comfortably on the bed and said in a sad tone, There's no doubt you will enjoy your time at my parents' house. You just have to watch yourself around B. He is not much into female company. My brother suffered a lot growing up without parents and taking care of me. Ron looked down in sadness, reminiscing the memories. They were never home, and V is the one who showered me with their love combined. He is more like my dad and mom rather than how much my parents are to me. Nothing in the world can hurt my brother while I'm alive. I can turn the world upside down to make him happy, she said with unbound affection in her eyes for her brother. It's not like he will hate you or something. He just doesn't like women around him in general. Girls shamelessly try to get into his bed, and he hates how desperate some are. Just don't anger or upset him if he doesn't want you around, okay? I'll be there for you, Boo. There was a bright smile on her face as she spoke the last sentence. Of course, I understand. You've told me about him already, I said, smiling back. I knew how Mr. Victor Wolf was a big-shot businessman who was never home, and Mrs. Penelope Wolf was a renowned lawyer who had to visit places for cases most of the time. It had always been Vaughn who loved and protected Ron enough to not miss their parents much since her childhood. He matured early because of the responsibilities, and thus they both were way more protective of each other than any normal siblings. This was how I knew that Vaughn's reserved personality wasn't the only hindrance in making her unreal fantasy come real. No matter how much Ron adored me when it came to her brother, absolutely no one, not even I, could cross the line.